and comes around, and what? What, Kelly? Tell me! Welcome back to Y.E.S, everyone. Today we are talking about When Christmas Comes, the second Christmas album released by Kelly Clarkson, and the 9th overall studio album. Wow, 9. This is the first Christmas review I decided to get down to, and I thought, alright, well, Kelly, you're bringing on another one. I listened to a few songs from Wrapped in Red, but I would not necessarily say I am ready for a throwback review, so we'll get to that some other time. Kelly has decided throughout this album to mix in a couple of her own original songs and cover a couple of classics, and that's probably the way that I would like albums to be done these days. That's just a personal overall preference. If you want to do all covers, just make them really original. If you want to do all originals, you better bring it. And if you're going to mix it up together, then maybe this is just me, but I think the weight of your originals comparing to those classics is going to be evident. And I feel like in most cases, that is true in this album. Songs such as Merry Christmas Baby, Christmas Isn't Canceled, Just You, Santa, Can't You Hear Me with Ariana Grande. These are all songs from her, and I don't necessarily dislike any of these songs, but I don't think they really hold up for the Christmas spirit that I expect these songs to execute. Again, maybe that's just me. I'm a huge Christmas music fanatic, so again, I just uphold to very high standards, and I did think about this. This is another one of those albums where I feel like I probably would like a lot of this music more live. I think the production in this album is not bad, but a lot of it just kinda is the same. I don't really necessarily feel inspired by a lot of the arrangements that we have here. Now, for the singles that are original, that she nails, I think differently, such as Merry Christmas to the One I Used to Know.
When Christmas comes around and the snow falls like a fresh start.
This is one of those love songs that happens to revolve around Christmas. She has a lot of songs like this, but I think this is probably the one where she put in her best effort. Another highlight I would love to mention is Glow with Chris Stapleton. This one's brought a little bit more down into the countryside because, you know, you got Chris Stapleton in there. And I'm actually very surprised how well these two blend together. I think they just find the happy medium and make a perfectly good Christmas song. It brings a smile to my face when I listen to it. Now, one song where I'm kind of in the middle is her rendition of Last Christmas. She makes a special edit that I prefer in that song because I love that song, but some artists do it better lyrically. Some people are going to catch on to what I mean by that. And she does the correct lyrical thing that I prefer for this song. However, it does take a jazz twist to it. And in my mind, I would think, wouldn't I like this? Like, that's something that I would be admiring a lot. And I think a little bit after the second time I listened to it, it was growing on me a little bit. But I think it is a little... It's not even necessarily too slow, but it does take a time for the engagement to even remotely want to connect. At the end of each chorus or verse, trying to remember which one, she does alter the notes a little bit for the vocals, but I think it pays off a little bit. But even then, I'm still not all in for this one, unfortunately. And then I'd like to just make some simple commentary revolving around some of the classics. She has renditions of It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, Jingle Bell Rock, and Santa Baby, which I believe there's only one version of that song that I like. Overall, I don't like this song, and unfortunately, she doesn't really pull this one off even remotely close to what I would prefer. Again, don't like the song in general. One version, One version only. But the main point I'm talking about when I highlight the classics is that I don't feel like the arrangement, the production, really is balanced out really well with her vocals here. There's something about it where I just feel like she's delivering it, and they're playing something that doesn't sound bad, but it's not helmed enough to be able to feel original, nor does it feel like it's something that we should pay a special attention to. That same type of arrangement and just things that are thrown in there to make the music itself a little bit more interesting does affect other songs like Blessed. This is a song where the message itself, when I was reading the lyrics, I did think to myself, I can get behind that. I can get behind what she's talking about here. But overall, I can't honestly present the song and say, hey, listen to this. I might say, hey, read the lyrics to this. What do you think of that? That I would probably do. But yeah, not a whole lot going on in this album where I'm really digging a whole lot. Now, one thing that is special about this album is when she added on the deluxe version, she adds 3 more songs. 2 of them kind of suffer some of the same issues I mentioned before, but one song that I really like that has Brett Eldredge in it, titled Under the Mistletoe, I can get behind this one as well. There's just some fun to this. There's a kind of creative animated music video that she created for this song, and I don't know, there's just something that I think that people would get something positive out of this. It kind of just feels like a everyday kind of Christmas song. Not necessarily Christmas cheer, just kind of like the things that you do normally throughout the day, throughout the Christmas season. Just kind of make it like, you know, maybe I don't have exactly the best Christmas cheer, but the Christmas vibes are out there, and maybe I need to catch up to them. And I think this song probably does that okay. And the funny thing about the end of this review, the original and the deluxe version are basically the same as far as my grades, percentages, whatever you want to call them, end up being. So it's consistent at least. So after having listened and reviewed this album with the following grades in the following categories here, how would I recommend this album? I am going to give it a good/okay. I don't need to bash this album. It has its moments, and I'm sure it's going to sound even more beautiful if it was performed. I think Kelly Clarkson is an awesome person, and I gladly would pay a ticket to hear any of these songs live, because there's something about a live experience that just I'm fascinated by. I think this would be good. And plus, come on, a Christmas concert. Why wouldn't I go to one of those? But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow me in my social media links down in the description below, and insert cool call to action graphics right here. Be sure to follow these so you can come back here where you can discover, promote, and review the best in entertainment, culture, and lifestyle, while not forgetting quality, values, and fun, and above all, get that yes in your life. See you next time.